I wonder who's going to come in today. You never know. I'm busy with my life, attending to this burn. That wasn't too smart, was it? Hi there, how are you doing? Welcome in to Hollywoodland22. This is a channel where you can talk about whatever you want. Did you know that? You know what? It's not my phone. I talked to some other, we'll wait till some people get in here. My handle is at Hollywoodland21. That's how it worked out. I wonder if Dakula1 or airline_pilot or Jerry, my moderators, are going to know that I'm live. I think I told them that it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is Charlotte, North Carolina, or Raleigh, North Carolina, or Washington, D.C., or Philadelphia, New Jersey, New York, and Boston and Maine are all Eastern Standard Time. I think that part of Indiana is too. I'm not sure. I think the panhandle of Florida, like the western part of Florida, is like Central Time, and then the rest of Florida is like Eastern Time. I used to live in Central Time. Holly-J8Y. Hi. Maria Loudon, 2936. Hi, how are you doing? Welcome in. Thanks for coming in. Thank you for spending some time with me. The only thing, I just let everyone know, the only thing that I don't allow on my channel, that I do not allow on my channel, is anti-Semitism, racial bigotry, and talking bad about women. Just none of that, and no weird stuff. Then my moderators will block your ass. But you can talk about anything else. This is not really a political channel, but if you can talk about it. I don't talk about my politics at all, but you can talk about yours. You can talk about yours all day. I don't care. I think everybody's getting a little bit tired about Iran. Kurt Russell's brother? No, I'm not. I know. Ever since I was in my 30s, I had men and women tell me that I resembled Kurt Russell. Yes. Yeah. But I am not his brother, and I am not any relation to him that I'm aware of. I like his movies. I do. I really do. Love from Libby. Yash doesn't understand. Make them beaded glass. Are you the brother of Pierce Brosnan? No, I am not. I am not the brother of Pierce Brosnan. No. I'm a guy from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and I also lived in southern New Jersey. If you've ever heard of Cherry Hill, New Jersey, I lived there for part of my life. When I was a little kid, for some reason, when my parents split up, my mother moved to the panhandle of Texas in the desert in Lubbock, Texas. It's just south of Amarillo, about 2 hours. So I know what Central Time is. I remember that the news used to come on, like, that's one thing, like nightly news, and it was prime time. The news came on, I think it was early, and I think instead of primetime television being 8 o'clock p.m. to 11 p.m., it was more like 7 p.m. until 10, and then the nightly news came on. That's how Central Time does it. Central Time is like from like Amarillo in the Panhandle of Texas, and it goes all the way to, I think it's like the Illinois Indiana border, or maybe it's somewhere in Indiana. It kind of cuts down. I don't know. It's all the Great Plains states are all Central Time, and I think Missouri and parts of Illinois, Arkansas, a lot of the parts of the South are Central Time. They do the Hollywood, the major networks do their primetime television offset an hour. Instead of 8 o'clock on the East Coast where primetime starts, it's 7 o'clock in Central Time. Like if you lived in Oklahoma City or something like that, or Wichita, Kansas, or Omaha, or someplace like that. I think that's how it might not be that way anymore. That's the major networks like ABC, CBS, NBC, CW, things like that. They have so many different television channels now. I don't even know. I haven't watched television in so long. It's unbelievable. I did like Breaking Bad. I thought that was kind of a interesting program. I think I saw it on AMC or something. What was that? Was that was that 2008? Does anyone know? Thank you, Maria Loudon, 2336, for the compliment. Laugh out loud. You look like him a lot. I do. Especially that orange. Vito Corleone said that orange side. Maybe, I'm not sure. Either you've been a TV anchor or a voice acting or something. No, I have taken a voice and diction class in college, but I've always been able to speak English the way I do now, out of my diaphragm down here. I was taught to do that by my. I had a lot of education from my grandmother, and also my father. When I got older, when I was about 15, 15 and a half, I moved in with my father, and he raised me in my teenage years to teach me about important things like basic maintenance of a motor vehicle, those kind of things, and mowing the lawn and fixing things, and things that my mother couldn't teach me. My mother had me they were married and they were with each other until I was 7, and between 7 and 10 they were separated, and then at 10 years old we moved from the Philadelphia area, and we moved to Lubbock, Texas. I lived there until I was about 15, and then I came back to the East Coast, and I lived in the state of New Jersey, and I lived in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, which is a fairly big suburb. You might have heard of it. I went to a really good public high school. We had like 97% of the students that graduated from Cherry Hill West High School. There's two of them, Cherry Hill High School West and Cherry Hill High School East. And even at just at our school, we had, I think it was about 90 and 9 back in, I'm not going to tell you how old I am. We had 97% of the students going on to higher education. They went to Rutgers, they went to Glassboro State College, they went to Villanova, they went to Temple University. Some of them went to school at NYU, and Rutgers University has a law school in Camden, New Jersey, that a lot of the friends of mine went to school there to be a lawyer. I went to school with boys and girls whose parents had fathers that were in big law firms, doctors, engineers, aerospace engineers, business owners, and all kinds of more affluent people. I had an opportunity there's a large Jewish community in Cherry Hill. At that time it was about probably about 50% of the school were Jewish, and the rest were Italians and Irish, and then me. That was our diversity. We had, and there were Asian students there too, and Puerto Rican and Black students too, a few. we had a guy that was a running back on our football team whose father was a semi-professional football player. I think Muhammad Ali lived in Cherry Hill too. Does anyone know about this place? Let me see how many people know about Cherry Hill, New Jersey. You lived in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. Very pretty. Yeah, I like that area. I also like King of Prussia too, around there. I had a grandfather that lived out in Malvern, Pennsylvania, or they call it Paoli downtown. I know that area too pretty well. Robert Redford, sort of, when he was younger. Hey, how you guys doing today? Good, good, Tiffany. I have a lady friend. I'm not married. I have a lady friend, yes. It's interesting you should ask me that because in my lifetime, I have dated older women when I was younger. I've dated younger women when I was older. As I got older, I dated women that were, I don't know, 10, 15 years younger than me when I was like, you know, I was like 39 years old. I was dating some chick that was like, I think she was like 28, something like that. She passed away. She's not with us anymore. That COVID-19 took a lot of people. Sad. Never saw it coming. Democrat Party, bad ideas. Republican Party, no ideas. You got a bunch of old guys from out west and the South that they're. It seems like they're so modest that they don't want to rock the boat. They're supposed to be like, you know, kind of like give and take a little bit with the two parties, but I don't know what's going on. 52 years old. You're hovering hovering in what my age is. In that vicinity, let's say. Johnny Cage, no. Let me see if anybody knows. Okay, Primal Screams. You lived in Barrington. I remember, do you remember the Muckle family in Barrington? There was a Mrs. Muckle that lived there that knew my family. She was a nanny. Mrs. Muckle. I know Barrington. I know Runnymede, Blackwood. I know the college out there. I've been to Lindenwold. I've been on the New Jersey Patco speed line many times. I used to catch it in Haddonfield and go into Center City and go work at the gallery as a when I was real young, selling women's shoes. Can you believe that? When I was really young, when I was like 17, 18, I was selling women's shoes. I sold a lot of shoes. 7% commission. I remember that. But then I became a waiter and a bartender for a while when I was real young. I did it a couple of times when I got older. Some people don't like Donald Trump. They don't like him. It's kind of a free country. I would like to see the Soccer World Cup. That would be cool, James. No. Like I have a TikTok channel too. It's Hollywoodland, just 2 words. It's the same avatar, the orange H with a black background. But I do not live stream from there anymore. I just chat on that stream and I share and I watch people's TikTok pages. I have a lot of TikTok, well, a few TikTok pages that I watch. Not a lot like I used to. I used to live stream on TikTok. I do not anymore. I got tired of the back and forth. They're going to ban it. They're not going to ban it. Blah 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 blah. I didn't know the United States government's going to ban TikTok or not. And this is non-monetized anyway. I just didn't want the hassle. But I do watch. I got about 7,000 and change followers on my my TikTok channel, which is 2 words, Hollywoodland. You can watch some old videos of me. I'm a little bit heavier. I've lost about, I weigh about 190 there. I weigh about 170 now, so I'm 20 pounds lighter. Those videos are, I think they're amateurish. They just, I didn't really know what I was doing with TikTok. I do chat with people. I do try to I promote people's channels on TikTok that I like, and I do the same thing on YouTube. If I like your channel and you're on YouTube, I will promote it just out of purely altruistic reasons, you know, not expecting anything in return. I am not monetized right now, and I don't plan on being monetized until I can get a minimum, a very bare minimum of 5,000 followers on, or subscriptions, they call it on YouTube, on subscriptions. If you could hit the subscribe button, it's free, it'll help me. If I can get up to 5,000 subscribers, I'll decide to monetize. We'll see when I get there. It's either 5,000 or 7,500, one or the other, and I will monetize. Unless I talk to some live streamers and that do this for a living, and they suggest that I stay non-monetized until I get to 10,000. A lot of people don't understand that technique, but I'm not going to explain it right now. I don't really need the money. It would just be like passive income, unless it turns into something really big, which I'm not sure. You never know. It's possible. I don't even know what direction I'm going to go with this channel. I have no idea whatsoever. I really don't know. I just like to make friends on YouTube and TikTok, that's all. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, isn't it? I've always wanted to have a neighbor just like you, you know. Thank you, Danish. Thank you, Danish-H9E3Q. Thank you for subscribing. I really need to get to 1,000 subscribers by Sunday at 11:59 p.m. That's my goal. I have 900 and change. I don't know how much it is, but I really need everybody to just hit the subscribe button. Just beep. It kind of sounds like that. It doesn't sound like anything really when you hit it. My handle is at Hollywoodland21. My channel name is Hollywoodland22. Either way, you can see my face. It's all over YouTube somewhere. And there you can see my avatar. There's not a picture of me. There's an avatar, and the avatar is a uppercase cursive H that's orange with a black background. Excuse me, I drink some Powerade Zero, my favorite. A person told me one time they had a dog named Zero. I think that's pretty cool name for a dog. That's funny. It's Charlie Sheen. No, it's not. Although I did have some of his issues when I was younger. I've been off of alcohol and blow and weed on August the 8th this year. I will have 19 years of clean and sober time, Yes, I did have a substance abuse problem at one time in my life, and I do not have that anymore. I asked Jesus Christ to take away the cravings for that stuff, and they're gone, just like that. I went to a lot of those 12-step recovery meetings, Narcotics Anonymous, Alcoholics Anonymous. I used to lead meetings. I used to do all that stuff. I probably should go back and give it back. I probably need to. I'm doing it here on this channel. Like, if you have a problem getting stopped off of alcohol or rugs or weed, and if you want to stop, I mean, I'm not going to judge you if you use that stuff. It's none of my business, really. But if you ever want to get off of that, I know how to get off of it. I know how to take the cravings away, and I can help you. We might develop I might develop like another channel about that. I'm not sure. This might be a channel about just talking about a variety of things. Or if you want to learn how to stay stopped, and that includes cigarettes and electric cigarettes, the vaping, which is really bad for you. I talked to a pulmonologist about it. I wouldn't recommend it. Yes, Spencer Pratt for mayor. LA needs somebody that is not Karen Basura. That's her real name, Basura. She's actually Latino. She's Afro-Latino. I didn't know she had Latino in her. I did not. I found out about her background. I mean, she's a young woman in her early 20s, flying and hanging out with people that are into Fidel Castro and Cuba and all this stuff, and they're into communist stuff. And I'm like, people could not have knowingly voted for her. I know who runs Los Angeles politically. That was like a trick. She's a big trick. People had the wool pulled over their eyes that voted Democrat for her. They should have, if they want to be Democrat, fine, keep in your Democrat party, but you should have voted for somebody else. I mean, you could have had a different Democrat mayor do a much better job. I mean, Eric Garcetti was just not a good mayor. He didn't know how to handle the homeless situation that needed to get people inside. He didn't know how to really fix that. But he wasn't a bad guy. I don't think that Karen Bass is good people. I think she's not good people. And the people she runs with, I think they're uncool. I don't have a problem with Democrats. I don't have a problem with Republicans either, really. I'm just saying Karen Bass is a card-carrying communist, and you see the television, you see what's happening in the city of Los Angeles, where I lived for 29, 30 years. It's falling apart. It's horrible. I lived in Hollywood. Yeah, I lived in Hollywoodland. I lived in Hollywood, in Central Hollywood. I lived in the San Fernando Valley, and I also lived up in Upper Beechwood Canyon. Up on when you go way up there near the Hollywood sign, there's a neighborhood that was built in the 1920s called Hollywoodland. That's what the sign used to say. The sign used to have big giant light bulbs on it that were real gaudy and like really bad to the eyes. And I've seen old film shows. I was like, oh my God, people used to have those coming through their window. The bright lights, like big gaudy looking light bulbs, like it's a carnival or something. And it said Hollywoodland. Eventually, the LAND was taken off. The city took over the sign from the housing developer who developed Hollywoodland, the neighborhood, and they just left the sign Hollywood. And it has fences around it now. It has security cameras all around it and stuff like that. You're not supposed to go back there and be messing with the letters or anything. You can get arrested. But people do anyway. But a lot of tourists go up there because they want to go right where the Hollywood sign is. You know, they want to see it. I don't know why they want to see it. I mean, if I was going to go on vacation, I would go to Branson, Missouri. I would go somewhere like, I don't know, like Wyoming. Like, isn't there some place you can go to, like Yellowstone National Park, or go to Florida, or like, Go to like New Mexico or some kick-ass place, man. You know, go to like yeah, like Florida, like go down to like Naples, Florida or something like that. It's like you're on a tropical island, man. If you dig that stuff, man. If you want to go, or you can go to what's another place to go on vacation that has like the woods and nature and stuff like that. You can go to like the Blue Ridge Mountains that run through North Carolina and stuff like that. There's really beautiful parts of the United States you can go on vacation. Why would you want to go look at the Hollywood sign? Los Angeles is usually, before it went downhill because of poor management of the city, used to be a good place to go to work, to earn a living. I mean, they got refineries there, they got union jobs there, they got the two biggest ports in the country, the port of San Pedro and the port of Los Angeles, with all these ships coming and going, longshoremen unloading those ships. And they have factories there. They make furniture in Los Angeles. They make soap like Tide and other soaps, you know, for laundry detergent. They ship it off to Japan, and they make because there's borax in the desert, that's why. And they make toys there, and they make clothing there, and they process food. A lot of the food that you eat in the grocery stores is processed in food processing places in eastern part of Los Angeles County. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. A lot of your food, probably about a fourth of your food, comes from the Central Valley of California. It's called the San Joaquin Valley. It starts in around Modesto and goes south through Fresno and down to Bakersfield. It's really a deserty area that they irrigated, and just about anything grows there. Karen Bass is an ass. Karen Basura. No, but I've been to Bakersfield. They don't call it Bakersfield for no reason. Yeah, they got those crankster gangsters out there, don't they? And the air is so bad. The pollution in Little Bakersfield with only 500,000 people is worse than LA. It's really bad. Oildale. Have you ever been to Oildale? That's that country western town with all those country bars and stuff. And yeah, I've been up there. I know. Yeah, that's what you call her too, dim went. Yeah, that's what I call her. A lot of fruit's grown there. I mean, you don't really think that the people that own California, let's just talk about Los Angeles. You don't think that the people that really run the city of Los Angeles, I'm not talking about the politicians elected. Some people got tricked. I'm talking about the people that bring you the television programs and the films that you watch and the world watches and loves so much. Well, not everybody watches TV, but most Americans do, and most of the world watches Hollywood movies. You don't think that the people that manufacture those television programs and movies, that control the politics and are how Los Angeles is managed, are going to let that city fall apart? You don't think that the federal government is going to allow that city to fall apart when it has the two biggest shipping ports in the entire United States? Do you? They're not. They'll send the federal government in there. They'll send the Marines in there if they have to. They're not going to allow that. You don't let, you don't let like 80,000 people and like 75% of them are not in the shelter. They're in the street. So you got like about, what was that? Like 60,000 people living in tents and abandoned cars and stuff like that in the street. Some of them elderly people. You don't really think that the United States government is going to allow that to continue like that? No. And it doesn't matter if Trump's in office or the next guy after him. They're not going to continue to let Karen Bass and her cronies destroy the second biggest city in the country. It's not going to happen. It's going to get fixed. And the people that give you all those movies and television shows are going to, they're going to fix it. And all the people that are really wealthy that live out there in north of Montana and Brentwood and West Los Angeles and those places out there and Hancock Park that are like their forebears or their ancestors were people that were land speculators 100 years ago when they were first developing that whole area when there was hardly anybody living out there. The land speculators were their forebears or their ancestors. They're direct family descendants and made money in oil and made money in aerospace. A lot of those people's great-grandchildren and great-great-grandchildren are very wealthy and live out there. Some of them are billionaires. Okay, and they don't have a Tennessee or a Texas or a North Carolina to run away to like regular people do when they see all the problems, like people like me, we're gonna run away to another state. They're from there. They own that state. They're gonna get it fixed up. So I'm not worried about that. I'm just concerned about how long it's going to take. I'm concerned about, it doesn't matter if it's Democrat or Republican being the mayor, who's really just a cheerleader for the city, really. I'm worried that there's going to be cheating when it comes time to vote. Is it in June for mayor? I mean, they have mail-in voting and stuff. They cheat in elections. I personally do not think that Karen Bass should have been the mayor a second time. I think there was a recall vote on her. And then they said like hundreds of thousands of the signatures weren't correct. I don't know. There could be some people going to jail. I want to dig into that. This is getting pretty ugly. You know who knows more about this, who's done a lot of research, is the guy running with Spencer Pratt. Ask Spencer Pratt what's going on there. Wyoming's cool, I heard. I've never been there. I heard it's a really cool place. Well, I don't know if they're Rockefeller children, but there was some, I wouldn't even consider them old money. They're like, that's what old money calls the Nuevo Rich. The people that made money that were land speculators out in the Los Angeles basin area back like 100 years ago or 125 years ago. And aerospace money and oil money and stuff like that from out there, out in the West Coast. That's not even old money. The old money is back in the Northeast, like New York and Boston and Philadelphia and stuff like that. But there's a lot of people. They have tech money down there now. They have tech money down there. I'm actually concerned about the earthquake situation. I've been in an earthquake and it's fucked up, dude. If you've ever been in a 6.8 earthquake, I was. My first real earthquake. Really? Back in the day, really? I guess that's a compliment. Trickle up politics. You think so? You don't know my politics. I don't want a communist deliberately trying to destroy a city. Being out of state. But it's being looked into whether or not that fire at Pacific Palisades, it didn't have to happen. Look into it and find out how it really started. Google it. See if you can find it. Look at it. Like everybody in the whole country wants, like, what do you want? You want to go move out and prove your residency in California. And like, what are you going to go to a UPS store or something like that and get a mailbox address? They want you to have a physical address. You can go to 6565 Hollywood Boulevard at Cash It Here Check Cashing, and I think you can have a physical address. I'm not sure. You need to call them up and find out. Verify that, okay? If you have enough money, you could fly out there and get a cheap apartment, like in South Central somewhere, like the littlest, dinkiest little trailer you can find, and rent it out, get a driver's license out there, hang out there for about a couple of weeks, get your driver's license, say you live there, then you can go vote, and then you can go rent the place out to somebody else, and you can go back to wherever you're from in Ohio or Kansas somewhere. I don't know. It's so funny that, no, I'm not a MAGA. I'm not a MAGA. I can assure you of that. No, that's not true. That's not true. No, you don't even know if I'm a Democrat or Republican. I've never said anything. You don't know that. You don't know that. And there's lots of cheating with mail-in voting. There's lots of cheating. What we have running some of our cities are people that are in the Democrat Party, but they're not the Democrats like the regular, just the regular moderate Democrats or even the liberal Democrats from like 20 years ago or 30 years ago. You got actual communists running the Democrat Party in this country right now. It's a big problem. You don't know if I'm a Democrat or not, do you? It's actually none of your business. Do you? I'm not a real right-wing guy. I'm not. I'm really not. I'm just a guy that's maybe just someone who you might not like, which brings me to ask myself this question: if you don't like me, then what the fuck are you doing watching me on my channel? Why are you so addicted to somebody that you don't like, and you're running around throwing words around, saying I'm this and that, and telling me what my politics are? What are you, fucking nuts? You know, there's this medication called Thorazine. You might want to talk to a doctor about it. Where are my moderators? Damn it. There's no moderators here. That's fucked up, man. The best people to be watching you are the ones that hate you. They hate me. I hate evil behavior. I don't hate any individuals. I don't think I hate any people. I hate evil behavior. Most of my friends are Democrats anyway. I mean, I lived in Philadelphia and New Jersey growing up, and then I moved out to Los Angeles. I mean, what did you think? I mean, my father was a Republican, but he's not with us anymore. He passed away in October, but he was an anomaly, even his own family. And his family, his father was a Democrat, and all his brothers, part of his family is all Democrats. Live in Democrat land. It's normal in Hollywood. There's so many people using dangerous controlled substances in Hollywood that they don't really even get into politics. They're too busy hustling out on the street, playing in costumes, playing Superman and Batman and all that stuff on Hollywood Boulevard for the tourists. And the robot guy that used to be out there, the silver guy with the hat that used to do the robot out there. And then they're waiters and waitresses and stuff. And they live with a bunch of roommates. And they talk about how they're going to get on television and stuff like that because they're wannabes. And then what they do is they end up doing rugs and more rugs. They don't even drink. They just drink just so they can go do the rugs. And then they're going all over Los Angeles smoking quack, and they do crank, and they do all that stuff, and they're all methed up. You know, you think I don't know where I'm from? They don't even care about politics. They just want free rent, and they want to not pay rent. You see them on TV saying, "We want the state to pay for our rent." Blah 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 blah. They just don't even want to pay fucking rent, man. They don't want to work. They want to do rent. They want to do as little as possible and just get high all day. You think I don't fucking know what a large section of Los Angeles is like? There's large areas of South Central and up in northern Los Angeles, up in the San Fernando Valley, with people that's all they do. That's all they do. The people that I met that actually are television actors and people that operate cameras and all kinds of stuff, they bring your television programs, are the ones that I met in the Alcoholics Anonymous meetings that were trying to get sober. You know? I'm not going to drop any names. I'm not going to tell you any celebrities' names of people that I've met. I'm not going to tell you any of them. I'm not going to tell you anything about any celebrities that I have ever partied with. I'm not going to do it. That's called name dropping. And that's a no-no in LA. Everybody knows that you don't do that. These people need their privacy. Do you have any idea the stories that I've been told by people that are actors on major television shows that everyone's watching in America, like the number 1, 2, or 3 television show, and everywhere they go, the paparazzi are just all over the place, and there's crazy people from all over the country that think that they know them personally, and they want to bother them, and they constantly have to have security guards around. They can't leave their house. They have to have things delivered to them. They have to live on Wilshire Boulevard in condominiums and stuff with armed security and stuff like that. And then some of them, like the one guy was smoking cigarettes with me when I used to smoke cigarettes, and he was like a really well-known actor on a television show back in the 90s. And he said that he was late 90s. He said that he wanted to get like off of television for a while and just like invest his money for a little while, for like about 5 years, so people would forget about him, so that he could like kind of go back out to the grocery store again. Like he wanted to go to like Trader Joe's and just kind of hang out, you know, or whatever, without people like bothering him, you know, or asking for his autograph. It was pretty cool, but there's cuckoos, like crazies now. These people have to protect themselves. They're human beings. Go to church or something. Stop bothering these celebrities. Yeah, that's what this channel is going to be about. It's going to be about me telling you to stop bothering celebrities. Okay, you see somebody at a public event, and it's a public event, and you ask for their autograph or something. I can understand that. But please do not hang outside of their house if you're smart enough to figure out where it is, and hang around at 2 o'clock in the morning outside of their house. It's creepy. And they have ACS security that will stop by and ask you, what are you doing? Do you live around here? Why are you hanging out in front of such and such's house? There's some weird people. Did somebody jump over Mel Gibson's wall one time? I'm like, that would freak me out, man. Some crazy guy, like obsessed, like jumping over the damn wall. You're sitting there in your swimming pool. You're like, what the fuck, man? Could you imagine if you harassed the wrong celebrity and you whipped your ass? I heard a story. I'm not sure this is true. Did anybody hear this story? It happened several years back, but somebody broke into LL Cool J, the rapper guy, into one of the places that he owns. And I heard this happen. So he was jumped in, and he had to contain the guy in his house. He's a pretty built guy, you know, and somebody got in his house somehow, middle of the night. He had to protect himself and his family. It's fucking nuts, man. Is that true? Is that a true story about LL Cool J? The rapper dude from the 80s that an actor. No, I'm not. No, I worked in direct sales. I sold aluminum siding tools, other things, retail management. Do you remember when that happened? Does anybody remember? Jesus Christ does like you. Thank you, Liquid Skittle. I'm really glad about you saying that. Okay. Well, you can think that he's an imaginary man, but I'll tell you what, God is very real. I know. I firsthand. Who heard the story about somebody busting into LL Cool J's house and he had to go handle the guy? Somebody remembers that. I can't remember how long ago it happened. I was like, man, you broke into the wrong celebrity's house, didn't you? Got your ass whipped, didn't you? Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. Amen. Holly, me too. Same thing. You know what? When I heard that story in the newspaper that somebody jumped over the wall of Mel Gibson's house, I could just imagine. Because Mel Gibson looks like he could kick your fucking ass. Okay? He does. He's a little, he's not your, he's definitely not somebody you want to try to break in his house. No, not trans. Yeah, I need you guys to spread the message that people that are obsessed fans with any kind of a celebrity, they need to go see a psychiatrist or a therapist. Seriously. You need to stay home in Iowa. You need to stay home in Council Bluffs, Iowa, and your trailer park where you live, and stop tweaking. And you need to stop thinking about going out and harassing celebrities in California. You need to stay away. You need to stay in your trailer park and get off of the tweak. And you really do. You really do. You need to find Jesus. You need to go to church. You need to read John 3:16, and you need to go and you need to find the rectory at the church and ask for the pastor, and you need to ask the pastor how to repent from your evil ways of being messed up and thinking about harassing celebrities. You really do. A lot of those celebrities are armed. You think I'm kidding you? I know some that are armed. I'm not going to tell you who they are. Oh my goodness, I have a Jerry, thank you. Thank God, Jerry. You are wonderful. You are a beautiful human being for coming here and moderating for me. It was getting pretty bad. Well, it's air conditioning time. We're going to go over to the air conditioner. We're going to see what the fuck is going on. Okay? Look at that. Look at that. Will you look at that? 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 Okay. Let's see what we're going to do here. We're going to put it's going to go on cool 76. I'm putting it on 75. How about that? We're going to get nice and cool in here. Yep, 74. I'll splurge. Here we are. We're back. You're back. Everybody's back. Welcome to Hollywoodland22. My handle is at Hollywoodland21. I'm a guy that used to live in a guest house behind a mansion back in the 1989. in the Hollywood Hills. I only stayed there for 10 months, and then I moved down the hill where everybody else lives, on Yucca. Look up Yucca. It's a street that goes in between Franklin and Hollywood Boulevard. Yes, I lived at Yucca and Wilcox. Does anyone know where it is? It's near Playboy Liquors and the Lido Apartments that have a lot of very interesting characters living in them. Well, hello, Miss Newman. How are you doing?
Good.
What did Sandy the squirrel say?
I'll get you, Dirty Dan.
What is that? Let me see. What did he say?
I'll get you, Dirty Dan.
That's what Sandy the squirrel says. I'm going to get you, Dirty Dan.
Thanks.
You guys know Sandy the squirrel from SpongeBob?
I'm sure they do.
Were you the fill-in?
Yes.
Yeah, she was the fill-in for about 4 or 5 months. Somebody had to do it. And where are you from? You're from the Blue Ridge Mountains, right? The Blue Ridge Mountains, the Appalachian Mountains. She grew up there. Well, and she didn't grow up in the hollers. She grew up in a tourist town with a bunch of northerners that would go down there. They had big houses and stuff. What's your family do? What do they do? They're in the chicken processing business.
Yes.
Northern Georgia has Appalachian Mountains in it too. Part of the Blue Ridge Mountains goes through there, and they have a lot of chicken processing plants. Did you know that there's a job description of, what's the name of the guy that catches the chickens?
Chicken catcher.
A chicken catcher. You need to be short and stocky, and you need to be able to be quick on your feet and catch chickens to be processed in the first place. And you get paid how much an hour?
$25.
$25 an hour in Georgia, which is pretty good money, I'll say. What are they, Guatemalans that do that? They're really good at it. They did it in Guatemala, and they're experts. They're better than Americans. What's that, Purdue?
Yeah.
In that area, Purdue?
Yeah.
I think your eggs are coming from Iowa. Your beef is coming from Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, and Nebraska. And Missouri has a lot of stuff going on. I don't know. Georgia has a lot of things. Georgia is Atlanta, and then Georgia is not Atlanta, going north of there, up in the Appalachian Mountains. You'd think that you're up in West Virginia or something like that. And you go south of Atlanta, and it's miserably hot and humid. When I go to the dentist and I get this fixed, when I deem it reasonable and proper, and fix this and this, I'm not going to bring you with me, because I don't take people to doctor's appointments and dentist appointments. That's just silly, isn't it? Most of the channels that I watch I watch about 25% channels that are hosted, no matter what platform, YouTube or TikTok. Of the channels that I personally view, 25% are hosted by men, and about 75% are hosted by women. I tend to like channels that are about music, painting, drawing, talking about things that are psychological, healing, spiritual things I'm into, learning from people that know more than I do about spiritual things. Those types of, that subject matter. There are people that know a lot more about it than I do. And the interesting, I was going to bring this up. Let's go and get a drink first. Let's go get something to drink. I found out in the last, via social media, I have discovered that something has changed in the United States since I was a little boy. A lot of, we're going to make Welch's today. That's tap water in here. This is not Powerade Zero. I do have a Powerade Zero in here. I will be drinking it soon. Damn. They make this thing so hard to open. I got strong hands and I can't even open. Yeah, check that out. I do that really well, don't I? You think? Motherfucker. There's a little bit of West Texas in me. That's the part of me that's rough around the edges. You ever been to Oklahoma or Texas Panhandle? Ever been around there? Or Dodge City, Kansas? I got relatives in Dodge City, Kansas, on my father's side. My father's side's like in Texas, Oklahoma, eastern Colorado, and southern Kansas. It's a little bit of hick in me. Once you go out there when you're in the 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, you leave Philadelphia and New Jersey, that area, and you go from like Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, you move, your mother moves you out there in the 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, and part of the 9th grade into the panhandle of Texas. And then you come back and you live in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, right? You come back as a hick. And then you have to relearn how to not have like a Southern accent like this. I don't even know how to do the accent anymore. They have some kind of a Texas accent that used to exist in the 80s that I don't think it exists. I don't even know how to speak like that anymore. I'd have to really, and I don't drink anymore. I'd have to be drunk in order to talk like that. But there's some kind of a Texas accent. She can do it because the Appalachian Midlands accent of American English is the same from the Appalachian Mountains, and it comes all the way across the country through the Ozarks and into Oklahoma and into the panhandle of Texas and eastern New Mexico. And even Wichita, Kansas, and Dodge City, Kansas, the southern part of Kansas talks like that. When you go to the northern part of Kansas and north, they talk more like northerners. They speak better. But I picked up a little bit of an accent as a child, but then I lost it again when I went to New Jersey. And then I picked up, there's a little bit, you might detect that there's a little bit of Philadelphia accent in me. The Philadelphia accent's starting to go away. I don't hear it as much anymore. I think it's hard to find people for television programs where they have to have a Philadelphia accent for them to find younger people that even have that accent anymore or can emulate that. Emulate or imitate. They can emulate that. I think that's the correct word. Iron. Some people have to take iron. When women get into middle age, they have to take iron. Call me a bitch. See what happens. 4 months off of alcohol and you feel great. Ty Hugh, 9619. Thank you for letting us know that. Congratulations. It's hard to get 4 months. I have almost 19 years, and it is one day at a time. It really is. And that's not just an Alcoholics Anonymous saying. That's just a fact. I live one day at a time. I try to stay in the now. Now we have a, wow, look at that. Look at all the trolls that vanished. I just did not want to, I was not just drinking alcohol. I was, and weed and all that. I didn't do the other hard drug, all that stuff. I never got into speed or math. I didn't get into that. They had it around. See, we had it in California. That stuff that people were smoking out of a glass pipe, it was all over LA back in the 90s. A lot of you don't know about it. It was there. That's where it was first. Came from Southeast Asia, went to Hawaii in like the early 90s, went to San Diego, and then up to Long Beach and Los Angeles, and then you started seeing it popping up and then it spread across the country. The modern meth, the kind that looks like little crystals and stuff like that. That stuff is a really big problem, and it went through the Midwest. I don't know if it's on the East Coast. It's bad all up and down the West Coast. But we had that stuff was around, visible in LA back in the early 90s. I don't know if you guys are old enough to remember that. I never messed with it. Mixing opioids with pills, I heard, is very dangerous. I never got into opiates or anything like that, or heroin, or whatever they call it. I never got into that stuff. Thank God. You look like Damon from the Vampire Diaries. Really? Vampire Diaries. Okay. I wanted to live. I felt like my body was telling me that I needed to stop drinking alcohol like every day. And it didn't get to be every day until the last couple of years, a little bit every day, not like a fifth, but I was drinking like, at least 4 or 5 beers every single day. And it wasn't good for me. And I stopped smoking cigarettes 5 years ago and had my lungs examined with a CAT scan angiogram. And my lungs are doing well. And my liver's doing well. It grew back. 18 years and 10 months is a long time. It's a long time to not drink alcohol. Your body does heal if you're blessed by Jesus and you do a little bit of work. Yes, you can, 999 Squirrel. You can do it. If you want to live, you got to make a decision. If you're really bad, if you use a lot of weed or a lot of alcohol or a lot of drugs, if you're not just some social user or something like that, if you use a lot and you have to have it, you got to make a decision. Do you want to go on with the business of living or the business of dying? It's your choice. It's your life. It's not mine. It's up to you. You get over 40 years old. 40 years old. You get over 40 years old. And your body changes. You get to 45, it changes again. You get to 40 years old, or in between 40 and 45, your body changes. You just can't continue, unless you don't care if you die early, to be smoking a pack of cigarettes a day and be drinking or smoking weed constantly. Some people just do this stuff occasionally. Some people don't just smoke. I know people that smoke like maybe 2 or 3 cigarettes a day. They're not really into it because it's too expensive anyway. Cigarettes are I found out from my physician that cigarettes are really bad for you, like really bad. But there's something worse, is the electric cigarettes. All those Juuls and they're called Juul and all that other stuff. The vapes, they're very destructive to your bronchial tubes. Very bad. I mean, they can really screw up your heart. They can contribute to having an aortic aneurysm. You can get an aortic root aneurysm. That's where the aorta, the biggest artery in your body that comes out. I think it's the left ventricle. I'm not sure. I'm not a biologist. It comes out of your heart, and it comes up and it arches around, and then it goes down your spine, and then goes through your arms and goes down your legs. Your aorta. You can get an aortic arch where your aorta arches, comes out of your heart and arches. You can get an aneurysm, which means it's widening out more than 3.5 centimeters, and it can dissect inside of your body. and you'll bleed inside your body, and you'll be gone in 10 or 15 minutes. That can happen to you if you vape. It can happen to you if you're smoking, if you're all methed up. It can happen if you're doing quack, if you're smoking 3 packs of cigarettes a day. It's really bad. It causes all kinds of calcification inside your aorta. You can get an aortic root aneurysm, which is even worse, where the aorta is too big right down near the root where it's coming out of the heart, where your valves are and everything. Dude, you don't want to smoke any of these chemicals. Quack, meth, this weed that's grown indoors with lights that has these high THC levels, or vape. You don't want to do that stuff when you're over 40 years old. Unless you don't care if you die early. If you want to live and have a chance, if you want to have a snowball's chance in hell of living to be into your 70s or 80s, then you don't want to do those things. Coke, high THC weed, heroin, just taking pills every day, drinking daily, destroys your aorta in your heart, and it messes up your coronary artery and everything. Oh God, you destroy your liver. Your face will start sagging. I didn't want to die. I want to live to be 103 like Jiminy Cricket. You know who Jiminy Cricket is? Who knows who Jiminy Cricket is? Oh, you have, okay. Got to wake it up. Maria Loudon, 2936. I have type 1 bipolar. I'm on quintipium. I am too. That's generic Seroquel. Yes, I am on that. It works wonders for me. And the cogentin takes away the involuntary muscle contractions too. A lot of people don't want to take it. It's your life. I can't tell anybody what to do. I was diagnosed with bipolar 1 disorder when I was, how old was I? I don't know. I think it was like 24 years old, something like that. They did research on me at the hospital of the University of Pennsylvania in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. That's near 30th Street Station, the train terminal. There's a university there. They have it's called the Hospital of the University of Pennsylvania. It's near it's in part of the University of Pennsylvania. It's near the Wharton School of Business. And I was in the hospital there as a young man, and they had me as a patient. They also did a lot of research on me. I did not know what bipolar disorder was. I knew what manic depressive illness is from college, but I didn't know they had called it. That was a technical name they called it. I do not have schizophrenia. I do not have any of those hallucinations or anything like that. Some people have those. Some people have schizoid type disorders. They're very real. They can be managed. Actually, Seroquel does help with that, or quintipium is called. That's the generic word. They have other medications to help that too. Called atypical antipsychotics. Never heard me talking about this stuff before, did you? I know about this stuff. I've taken a lot of meds. I'm on the correct cocktail now. When I was 24 years old, there were times when I could get really manic. I could stay up for 3 days. I remember some people have to take an enormous amount of psychiatric medication if they have bipolar 1 disorder or bipolar 2 disorder that's really, really bad. Like mine was mixed states. I could be depressed and manic at the same time. Some people have other additional issues, like they have dissociative identity disorder, which they used to call split personalities or multiple personalities. I've gone through regression therapy all the way back to my childhood. I've had hypnosis done on me and everything because I have DID, dissociative identity disorder, but it's been treated through years of therapy. I'm a victim of sexual assault when I was 11 years old. Yeah. Did you know that? A lot of us were. Oh, well, what am I going to do about it? I can't go back and kick the guy's ass now. He's gone. I like women. I dig hot chicks. And just like any other guy, I am what I eat. That makes me a pussy. And I don't like bad men. A bad man hurt me when I was 11. I don't like bad men. There have been times in my life when I've had to put bad men in check. You know what? There's a lot of men that do their best to do the right thing, like I do. There's a lot of men that do that. They're all over the United States. There's good men out there that know to treat women with respect, to open the door for them, that know that the word no means no and then go away. And don't be, you know what I mean? And there's good men all over this country. But unfortunately, we have a growing percentage of men in the country that are some of the middle-aged and younger men that they don't really know what it means to be a man. They don't know. They don't seem to understand that they're physically stronger than women, that their job, one of their jobs is to go out and go get meat and bring it home, provide, protect women, treat women with respect because women bear children. You know, you have to protect women and children. That's what you're supposed to be doing as a man, right? You're supposed to listen to women rant. That's what women do. A lot, not all women, but a lot of women, they want you to just listen to them. They don't want you to retort as a man. If you're a husband or boyfriend or anything, they don't want you to say anything. When they're talking, they don't need you to talk behind them and say, oh, I understand. Just sit there and listen. You don't have to say anything. If a woman starts complaining the minute you come home from work or something like that, just take it. If that's the worst thing that's going on in your life, dude, that your wife or girlfriend is complaining when you come home from work, because that's the worst thing. If you have a job and you know that you can pay and you're paying the bills and you have a roof over your head and everything, the worst thing that's happening is your wife or your girlfriend's complaining or your mother's complaining. If that's all that's going on, then you got it easy, because there's other problems you can have in the world, like losing your job, and it's not even your fault. They just don't want to. They don't want to. They want to cut staff, or you're dealing with some dude, like some other guy who's out of his fucking mind with a gun or something like that. You understand? There's worse things that can happen to you as a man, you know, that you have to deal with as a man. Just because a woman's calling you names, you're going to get all mad. Man up. Go outside, walk around the block. If you're getting mad, go outside away. If she really starts bitching a lot, go outside, walk around the block about 80 times, well, 8 times, and think happy thoughts. And then come back in and don't say anything. Maybe she'll be settled down by then. Maybe she won't. I mean, dude, you're lucky you even have a girlfriend. Fuck you complaining about? I'm talking to the men now. I've been single for like a whole year with no relationship. I know how to live alone. A man has to learn how to live alone. Women can learn how to live alone. I guess if they're widows or something, or they broke up with their husband or something, you know, unfortunate things happen and stuff, but you really got to learn how to live alone. Not get in your head and stuff like that. I had to live alone for a whole couple of years. Get it together, you know what I mean? You know, just have one night stands and stuff like that, but and I wasn't in a position like psychologically to have a real relationship. I had to stop. I had to stop drinking before I could have a real relationship with a woman, or even have a chance of it. You know, I was in the wrong place to find a lady friend. I was like in LA. That's not a place that I would recommend being like in your 30s looking for a girlfriend, dudes. Do not go to Los Angeles. Do not go there. If you want to look, if you're looking for a girlfriend or something, like go to Orlando somewhere, like go to Austin or Nashville or like, I don't know, like Dallas, Fort Worth area, go somewhere else, or go to like somewhere, but don't go to LA. You don't want to go, especially the Hollywood neighborhood, the neighborhood called Hollywood in Los Angeles. You don't want to go there looking for a girlfriend. And you women do not want to look for any guys to be your husband or even your boyfriend in Hollywood. You do not want to go there. Absolutely not. You're going to get like a one night stand like twice a week, and you're going to go home and you're going to not have a partner. Now, if you're a gay man, you can go to West Hollywood and find somebody. But if you're a straight dude or a straight woman, stay out of there. And don't think you're going to just, well, because I'm going to tell you one thing. 50% of the people that live in LA County are Latino. They're either Guatemalan, El Salvadoran, or mostly Mexican Americans, and they're all married and shacked up with somebody. Them chicks are already married and shacked up with somebody by the time they're 25 years old. Most of them before they're even 22, they already having kids and stuff like that. So if you're like 35, 40 years old or something like that, or 45 years old, and you're looking for a relationship, you can't even date the Mexican chicks because they're already taken. There's some good looking ones out there too. But you're not going to get to date them. They're already married. And all the Korean chicks are too. You know who's in Hollywood? Using the rugs? A lot of foundational Americans from out of state. They're all running around doing. You're not going to find a mate there. Somebody tell me I'm right. Yes, I sure can chat, Pratt from here. That's right. Texas or Mexico. You can find yourself a decent woman in Texas, too. You can find yourself a decent woman in Kansas or Iowa or Nebraska. That's where they have all the hot chicks. I found that out. Well, I was reminded of that. Does anybody agree with me to stay the hell out of Los Angeles if you're looking for a wife or a husband? I think you're the kind. Maria, thank you for the compliment. I think you're a kind, caring gentleman with a heart of gold. Thank you. If you met me when I was in my 20s or 30s, you would think I'm a real piece of work. When it comes to the getting mature, somewhat maturing in the relationship department with women, I didn't even start that process until I was 40 years old. I didn't like get it together until 45, 44, about 44 years old. Somewhere around 43 or 43 years old, I started to get a little bit more mature. I mean, the whole fact that I even found a lady friend, I didn't even find her in Hollywood. I found her way out in the suburbs in Chatsworth, California, and she was from the Appalachian Mountains and stuff like that, you know. Well, she lived in a resort area. Her family is from Ohio, like Sandusky, Ohio, and Shaker Heights, Ohio, and stuff. She's one of the, I don't know, she's related to somebody. The guy that was an actor, salad dressing guy. She grew up in Northeast Georgia, in an area called Helen. Does anyone know where Helen, Georgia is? She grew up around there. There's a lot of Yankees go down there, and they have second homes. Like people from New York City, and New Jersey, they have rich people. They have second homes in Helen, Georgia, and Clarksville, Georgia, and she grew up around there. If you go a couple counties away, they have like real hillbillies for real. Did you know that I heard that the guy that was in that movie Deliverance, the dueling banjo scene, that I heard that he was like a manager at a Walmart somewhere around there? I gotta verify that. I gotta talk with my lady friend about that. I'm not sure. I got to talk to one of the other live streamers that lives in, I'm going to ask her that if she knows about that. There's some live streamers in northern Georgia, like in Rome, Georgia, and Habersham County, Georgia, and Clarksville, Georgia, and Gainesville, Georgia, and stuff, and Dahlonega, Georgia, in the northern part of Georgia where it's really mountainy and hilly. There's some live streamers up there that are really good. And some of them might know whether or not that dueling banjos kid from the Deliverance movie with Burt Reynolds in it, if that kid grew up and he really is a manager at a Walmart. I'd like to find out if that's a true story. 34 people in this room. We got 69 likes. Thank you. I need people to subscribe. Thank you. You're beautiful. I really need people to subscribe to my channel. I need it. Well, I need something else. I need people to understand me. I don't know if that's going to happen. Nice to meet you, Kurt Russell. Thank you, Lee Buddy, 7146. Like and sub. Thank you for liking and subbing. Thank you for liking and subbing to my channel. Subscribing to my channel is free, it's fun, and it's easy. And guess what? I'm not monetized yet. I'm not going to monetize until I get at least, what did I say? Did I say 5,000 or 7,000? It's either 5,000 or 7,000. I'm not sure. One of those numbers, I will monetize this channel at that point. But right now, I'm not making any money off this channel. I'm just trying to build the channel up, get some viewership here, and get some subscriptions. I don't really need the money anyway. I help people with money. It's just, but you didn't hear that from me. This is for entertainment purposes only. My full name is Randall. It's Randy. You can call me Randy. You can call me Hollywoodland22. That's my channel name. It's not Hollywoodland. That's on TikTok. I'm Hollywoodland22. Two. Hollywoodland22. One complete word with two integers in it, 2 and 2. Hoover Max Track Pressure Prom 60. He's handsome enough to have been a movie star, but I can't say I think I've seen him in any films. You know, I might just take you up on that offer. Maybe I should. What I should do is I should do voiceovers. I should do voiceovers for television commercials, television advertisements, where you hear like a background voice, but you don't see a person, like a medicine commercial, like a commercial for psychiatric medications or something like that. Since they like to sell so many of them, like all these different medications. Yes, I should do that. I have the voice for that. I'm very good at. I would be very good at that type of occupation. I do like sales. I like to sell people. I like to take people to what they want. They come in my store. I'm managing a shoe store, and they're looking for a certain kind of shoe, and I don't tell them what kind of shoe to wear. I take them directly to what they ask for, to the best of my ability. That's my job. It's really that simple. I'm always closing the deal from the time a person walks into the, and that's not direct sales. That's retail. Like if somebody walks in the store, I'm always closing the sales deal. If I'm cold calling and selling products, whether it's a vinyl siding for homes or roofing or anything like that, I'm always closing the deal. I get the paper. I call the telephone numbers. I've done cold calls too. Always closing the deal. But you know what? Clint Eastwood did say something. In character. I don't know if it was it The Outlaw Josie Wales? Was that the movie? Please somebody remind me. I think it was The Outlaw Josie Wales, or it might have been that other one that they had in the 80s that came out. One of the Clint Eastwood Westerns, he used to keep saying, a man has got to know his limitations. He said, a man's got to know his limitations. Yes, you need to know when to walk away. And you need to know when to run too, like Kenny Rogers said. What in the 007 is going on? Should I be the new 007 guy? I don't know. Hoover, okay, makes a big difference. I'm his age approximately. I know a lot of old school actors. There are people. Des EFC. No, not right now. Probably something that's maybe in the future, in the near future, something that's very low risk investment. I would buy shares, but something that's low risk in the future. Is it Hollywoodland22 at Hollywoodland21 is my handle. You can at my Lizzle22. Everybody has an at in front of their name in YouTube. So it looks like it should be at Hollywoodland21. The channel name is Hollywoodland22. You type that in and then you'll find me on your laptop, if they still have desktops or these smartphones. If you type in at Hollywoodland21, you'll run into me too, and hit the subscribe button. It's easy to do and it's free, and this is a non-monetized channel. Coconut ate bubble gum. Those glasses on and off. Well, they're going to stay off now. How do you like my light? Is that creepy? I don't know. Like that light? I look different depending on where the light is. I'm going to get a tripod with the ring lights. I've been procrastinating. We're going to bring you a little bit closer. Hi. I'm back. Remember, guys, remember those child support payments. You better make them. They're going to start making you make those child support payments if they haven't already. You know we got Republicans in the damn executive branch of the government. They're coming after you. You better pay those child support payments, motherfucker. You are a motherfucker. That's why you made kids. You owe child support. Pay it. Man up. Pay it. Just putting a few things away. La 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 la. I'm not having fun. There actually is a silver spoon in here. I'll just show you guys. You guys want to see a real silver spoon? Where is it? Well, I can't find it. Maybe hope it's not lost. It's in there somewhere. Somewhere I'll show you a real silver spoon. We have a real silver spoon. It was my father's baby spoon. Now I got it. It's made out of real silver. Isn't that wonderful? I miss that guy. I'm very blessed. I had a good father. I had a mother that did the best job that she could. But it's different, when, they split up. You know how it is. You split up and stuff like that. And you got kids. The mother gets the kids and stuff like that. But it's hard to be a mother. I told you once before, being a single mother is unbelievably difficult. It really is not ideal. Sometimes it has to happen. But being a mother in general is just very hard, difficult. It's okay. I heard Miss Fucking Wonderful on TikTok. She's a big live streamer over there on TikTok. Miss Fucking Wonderful with a V instead of a U. She has a great channel. She's a good cook and she is a good conversationalist. And there's always something going on Miss Fucking Wonderful's channel. Check it out. What did she tell me? She told me something about haters, that I need to embrace the haters. And I'm learning day by day, just like that song, Day by Day. Remember that one? To embrace the haters. It's true. This stuff is dysphoria. It is people think they live in a free country. Ask anybody in the that's been in the military if you live in a free country. Well, it's freer than if you live in China, but who the fuck wants to live there? The Chinese should be very grateful that we prevented them being taken over by Japan, and there we'd all have to speak Japanese over there. Those Japanese guys are going to steal all their women and everything. Those Chinese guys over there in China should be very grateful to the United States. And they should sell us stuff at the Dollar Tree and the Dollar General that doesn't break. Who do they think they are selling things that break all the time? Magic markers that only last about 3 fucking weeks. I'm mad as hell. And what's the rest of them? What else do people say? And I'm not going to take it anymore. Fucking loser dollar. Damn. It's not the Dollar Tree. It's the products that we're buying from wherever. I don't know where they're coming from. Brazil, China. Probably mostly China. Indonesian, places like that. It just seems like even the spiral notebooks are falling apart. It's like, damn, dude, your envelopes, like I buy envelopes and the envelopes don't work right. He won't divorce me. If you think you're free, go visit a law library. I know, that's what I'm saying. The lawyers are the new earthly priesthood. Did you know the Pharisees were also the lawyers in the times of Jesus? The lawyers in this country are the priesthood of the earth. It's sad. You better get right with Jesus. You're going to need him. I don't know if you're going to need him when you're 98 years old and you're on your deathbed. You might need him then. You might as well utilize him now. He's around. What's the big deal? You know, it's something I don't understand that's been going on in the last 15 years, especially the last 10 years amongst, I'm not going to blame all the young people, but it's middle-aged, somewhere like people like under 45, mostly under 40. It's people that are mostly under 40 years old, adults. A large percentage of them think that it's cool, hip, slick, or cool to trick people, to lie to people, to make fun of people because of their age, to lie to someone, even in a group, and lie to an individual and go like it's funny, and they think that's an accomplishment. It's a punk ass bitch. The person that loses is going to be you. Not all young people act like that. Mostly, it didn't used to be like that. Like, younger people didn't used to laugh at other people. Ha ha ha. Like, well, fuck you. You wouldn't do that. You would only do that if you had this little fucking smartphone here. If you talk like that, I didn't hear anybody running around calling people fucking names and shit. First of all, sticks and stones. I don't give a fuck. You can call me any name you want, but you wouldn't do something like slander me in real life in a parking lot at 1 o'clock in the morning on a Friday, would you? No, you wouldn't. Or on a Saturday. You wouldn't do that to any other guy, would you, mister? These are guys doing that. Acting like little bitches on the fucking phone, man. Guys, men in their 20s, talking shit, slandering people. And the last frontier for bad behavior, social media. You wouldn't say that in a bar with a bunch of union guys Might get some guy twice your age, dude, to put you on the asphalt, man, for talking shit to those guys. They hate their lives. They hate their wives. And they drink all the time. They're just looking for someone to knock the fuck out. Don't go into a blue-collar bar. Do not go into a working-class neighborhood bar like in San Pedro, Long Beach, Philadelphia, Baltimore, these kind of places where you got these longshoremen and these teamsters, these guys that unload trucks and stuff like that do dangerous fucking jobs and shit. They probably used to be in the military on top of that. And you're going to go into their bars and you're going to start talking shit and talking to their 2 or 3 barflies they have in there, right? And you're going to be talking the kind of shit that you talk on YouTube and TikTok, and you're going to talk shit, right? You're going to talk garbage like you talk here, and you're going to call him some name, like tell him that, call him, and he'll probably be a Democrat, right? But you'll think he's a Republican just because he's old, right? And then you're going to call, because he's 50 years old, and you're going to call him some name or something like that. He's going to turn around. He's going to get in your face, man. And he's going to say, leave. Now. And you're going to be too drunk with beer muscles. They will drag you out into that parking lot. I'm not kidding you. And if you want to know what's worse than those blue-collar bars, in port cities, like where they ship things in from other countries, port cities like San Pedro and Long Beach and Philadelphia and New York and Houston and places like that with the port cities, these guys unload these ships. What's worse than talking shit to them is going into the deep South, like in Mississippi, Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, or Georgia, and going into South Georgia, South Alabama, South Mississippi, Arkansas, or someplace like that, or Louisiana and Baton Rouge or someplace like that, and go into a bar with a bunch of country boys that could live in a trailer park, and they always wanted to be an MMA fighter. They always wanted to be on television to be an MMA fighter, and they took MMA classes and learned how to really hurt somebody, okay, for about 6 months, and then they just gave up and washed out because they learned how to really hurt somebody, but they don't with their fists and their feet, but they don't know, but they couldn't make it in MMA very far. They were never going to make any real money out of it. But they still know those skills because they were trained for about 4 or 5 months before they washed out. So they're all depressed about not being able to be a superstar in MMA. So they're in a local bar in Baton Rouge somewhere, or Montgomery, Alabama, or Birmingham or something like that. And then you come in there and you talk the garbage that you talk on YouTube and TikTok, and you say anything to piss them off, or you start talking about how you think he's old, or you think he doesn't talk right, or call him or anything. And those guys can hurt you. Stay out of the South and small towns with concrete block or cinder block bars that have one pool table inside and one door in and one door out in small towns throughout the southern states. Do not go in those places. You can get really hurt, and you don't even have to show bad behavior and you can get hurt. You don't belong there. You go to the sports pubs. I'm a guy that doesn't drink anymore. I'm telling you this shit. You go to the sports pubs. You go in town somewhere. You go to the richest side of Montgomery, Alabama, and you go into where all the handful of yuppies go to drink. You don't go in those country bars, man. You got knives and everything in there, man. You better watch out talking that shit. You better stay right here on YouTube and troll. That's what you need to do. You stay right here. I'm trying to warn you, young man, what not to do. You stay here on my channel and troll me. You don't want to go into those watering holes, and especially after midnight. Nothing good happens after midnight. Did your grandma tell you that? It's the facts, man. And you go in there and you think you're all that. You'll be like some guy that, oh, I can drink. I'm 21. And you go in there, and some guy that's in his 50s, you're going to say something to piss him off. And that guy is going to be 59 years old or 52 years old. He's going to just put you on the asphalt. He'll probably let you slide the first time. Some of those people won't let you slide. Don't talk garbage in those watering holes. Don't go there. Stay on my channel. I want you to talk garbage to me all day long. Right, Jerry? You can talk garbage on my channel all day long. I'm always in small southern town. You know when I'm talking to the King's daughter, you know what those bars they have in those counties where, like, one county's dry and the next county you could drink, and they had bars that are made on somebody's land with, like, they're made with cinder block and they're painted and they're called something, and you have one door in and one door out. They have like one pool table in there. I've been in one of those places. Let me tell you something. They got guys with one eye going this way and one eye going this way and stuff like that, named Cooter and stuff. And you think they look funny and stuff, but dude, you don't want to mess with those guys. It's absolutely 100%. Go to the sports pubs. Go down. If you're in Mississippi, go to Biloxi. Go on the gambling boats or something like that. Have boats where you go on the boat, go gambling. Or Pascagoula, or not Pascagoula, but Biloxi. Biloxi has all the yuppies down there. You want to go down there and go to those bars and drink Kentucky. Like Moe's Bar from The Simpsons, yes. Biker bars are, now that's even different. You don't want to mess with one percenters. I don't care how tough you are. You're not going to win. There's too many of them. I don't care if you're karate, Krav Maga, mixed martial arts, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and all that other stuff. It doesn't, karate, it doesn't make any difference. If you see one percenters around, just walk away and don't say anything. Don't mess with those guys. Don't. Trust me on that one. I don't lie. I'll save your life, man. I'm talking to the young man. Dakula1, at Dakula1. And I know how to street fight too if I have to. I can hold my own. And I would walk away. If I see a bunch of one percenters coming, I'm out of there. Guys, it ain't no joke, man. Windy Shores. $27. Well, what are we going to do? It's 1 hour and 48 minutes. I wonder if I'm going to sit here and blah, 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 talk forever, or if I'm going to call it an evening and perhaps come back a little bit later. I don't know. I might come back later. What is it, Saturday? I'll be here Sunday, 6 o'clock p.m. 6 o'clock p.m. I'll be here. Thank you for subscribing to Hollywoodland, at Hollywoodland21. I'm the orange H with the black background. That's my avatar. My channel name is Hollywoodland22. I like YouTube for different reasons than TikTok. No, I don't have any thoughts on Hell's Angels except for they are people that you don't want to mess with. If you see them coming, you walk the other direction. and I have nothing more to say about it. Yeah, there's people that just don't understand things. I'm never going to talk about anything that has to do with crime. I don't like crime. I'm not going to talk about anything that has to do with crime or any kind of a sophisticated kind of crime or anything like that. Northern California is awesome, Nutmeg Rose. Let's see how many people we have in here. This is getting funny. Well, I do have some people that I watch on Kick and TikTok. I want to see if they're live streaming, see what they're into. There's some pretty fun people on TikTok and YouTube and Kick. And occasionally I go onto Twitch. I think there's some other platforms too. I don't know them all. I heard that Facebook is going to start some type of or already has started some type of a live stream thing. I got to check into that. I'm not sure. Thank you for subscribing. Hit the subscribe button. It's free. You'd really help me out. Let's get me to 1,000 subscribers. I wonder if we could do it right now in the next 5 minutes. Do you think that everybody here can subscribe to Hollywoodland at Hollywoodland21? That's my handle. Just go there, and then you'll see my channel with the orange H with a black background for an avatar, and you will see the subscribe button and hit it. It doesn't cost anything. I am not charging for subscriptions at all. And I do not make any money off this channel at all. I will be back. What is going on? You Jelaine? What's going on? Door. Okay, I need to get something. I'm not trying. I don't want to get your channel messed up. I'm still live. Did everybody go? What a shame. Talk to the hand. Damn it, we're out of paper towels. That sucks. Well, it's time to go get something to drink again. Hi. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Hollywoodland Hollywoodland22. My handle is at Hollywoodland21. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. I really do appreciate it. Let's get me to 1,000 subscribers. I want to tell you something. I do like to promote. There are 4 channels that are smaller channels with people that are very talented people in multiple ways. 1 is a man and 3 are women, and they have small channels, and a lot of them are having some, I'm not sure, but they may or may not be having some financial difficulties, but they have a lot to offer, and they need to grow their channels, and they have they have really good channels, and I try to help them get their channels in any way I can spoken about. I repost their material all over the place so that they can get it. It advertises their channel is what I do. When I take post a lot of their shorts and stuff like that, their video shorts, I just throw them all over the internet on every single platform you could possibly think of: Twitch, Kick, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, more than they might be aware of, and trying to get their name out there, their channel name out there. I'll tell you, the best channels right now that you can watch are, let me list them: Human Scab, Miss Fucking Wonderful, Tongue Bitten, and Skittles. Those 4 channels. Check them all out. They're all fantastic channels. They're really intriguing people operating them as the hosts of those channels. Yeah, go to those channels. You'll thank me in the morning. You will thank me in the morning. We're going to make Welch's strawberry and peach drink again. See? I don't know where I got that. I get that at the grocery store or the dollar store. Somewhere I got that. I do that really well, don't I? One hour and 59 minutes. Well, that's a long time, isn't it? You guys are beautiful. You really are. There's some beautiful people on YouTube. There's some beautiful people on TikTok too. I prefer YouTube. That's my personal preference. Oh, you know, another channel to go to is McHenry Cruiser. Check him out. He's a schizophrenic rock star with a jawline chiseled by Zeus himself. Go see McHenry Cruiser. You'll thank me in the morning. Powerade Zero. It's really Welch's until I open up the other one. I don't know. I've been carrying this tactical flashlight around with me for a long time. You never know when you're going to need one, right? I bought the expensive glasses this time. I need to clean them up a little bit, don't I? You know, with my shirt here. Did you ever get thirsty? I do. Sometimes I get very thirsty. Life is a project. We all go through seasons. Yes, we do go through seasons, don't we? Yes, I'm leasing right now. I'm not buying anything now. Powerade time. It's time to feel like a real winner. Yes, it is, Dakula One. Yes, it is. Maybe I should break out the Powerade. No, I'm going to save that for tomorrow. But thanks. I will break it out tomorrow, Dakula, on Sunday. I like iced tea. I should get a big jug. Oh, I've had therapy already. I don't go to therapy anymore, but I did have therapy. I had regression therapy. Regression therapy because I had dissociative identity disorder. That means I had split personality. It was something that my mind created because of childhood trauma. Yes, I am. Melodies Network, I am reading these chats. Ruthie Cruz, 5301, said hi. Melodies Network, yes, I'm going to read every single thing. Life is a project, yes. Hello, friend. Thank you for this realistic view. Thank you at Melodies Network for joining my channel. I do appreciate you coming in here. Sometimes I can't see all of the chat because it's going so fast. It goes very fast sometimes. Hello to all from Melody in South Florida at Melodies Network. Maybe you should check out at Melodies Network. Do you live stream? Melodies Network? Yes, love, hugs to all. We do need to take care of each other. At Melodies Network says sending hugs to everyone here. Hashtag end loneliness. Loneliness does suck, doesn't it? It's actually not healthy. People can talk about, Dakula One, people can talk about just about anything they want to. It's the anti-Semitism and racial bigotry and talking bad about women that I don't like. And I'm not going to tolerate. Just about anything else they can talk about. They can talk about politics all day long. They can talk about their sexuality. They can talk about any of that stuff. They just keep on talking. They can even say some things that are hateful towards me if they want to. If they want to hate me, Dakula One, go ahead, let them hate me. Sticks and stones will break my bones, but names will never hurt me. They can try, though. The difference, I'll pick them out if they're slandering. Like slandering is a big deal. They can make fun of me all they want. I don't care. I like people talking about Jesus. Jesus died on the cross for our sins and rose 3 days, saving us from hell, but only if we repent from all the sins and believe he died and God rose him from the dead and turned him and accept him as Lord and Savior. That is correct. Repent means for an individual, when you repent, you don't just say, I'm sorry, or go to a confession box. Repent means that that the individual, when they're repenting, they are changing the way they think about who they are and other people around them and your relation with them and and understanding who you are, a man, and that you are not God and that there is a God. And you're making a psychic change. You're making a spiritual change. You're making a fundamental change in the way you think. And you're getting out of self and becoming stopping being selfish and becoming unselfish and loving when you repent. It gives you the ability, when you repent, you change who you are. You start loving people. Love is an action word. It's a verb. To love is to give of yourself to others without expecting anything in return and not boasting or bragging about it. Because if you boast and brag about what you give of yourself, time, advice, money, or anything like that, then God does not recognize it. I think a priest told me that. If you boast about what you do, like some of these people they talk about, they give, oh, I gave $1 million to this donation. They want to talk about it and everything like that. God doesn't recognize it. Some people quietly give a lot of money away. It's not just money, but it's your time too. It takes time for me to talk to people about how to stop sober. I try to help people out. I'm not making any money on this YouTube. I'm just doing my best to help anybody that wants help in any way. Well, you're entitled to your opinion. That Bible, there are other Bibles besides the King James Version. There's Armenian Bibles and things like that. I don't pick apart the Bible. Mrs. Watt GVS, Romans 14:11, New King James Version. For it is written, as I live, says the Lord, every knee shall bow to me, every tongue shall confess to God. Well, I fear God, but it's a healthy fear. Some people fear monger. I know Jesus was a Jewish man. Oh, so you're going to have anti-Semitic. See, who's in here? Decula 1, see that? Reasonable 6, but you forgot Jews. What he said, all that. Listen, we're not going to have anti-Semitism in my channel. You're gone. Do not ever come back. And by the way, Jesus saves. Jesus was a Jewish man. Yes. Yeah, that's one I want you to look for. At Decula 1 is these people trying to slip in these anti-Semitic messages. That's something I do not like at all. So you think that I sound like Mel Gibson? Really? I've never had anybody tell me that before. I like his movies. I think he's a really good actor. I heard he's a good guy too, that likes to help others. Wow, look at that, 2 hours and 10 minutes. I don't while. Getting a little dark around here. I think I'll have a little bit of diet soda. Where's everybody from? Calamon, thank you. You think that Mel Gibson's voice, do you think it's about this deep? You think it's about that deep? How deep do you want me to talk? Come on. How deep do you want me to talk? Do you want me to have this amount of bass in my voice? Do you want me to be loud and project my voice like this? What do you want me to do with my voice? How low do you think I can go with the bass in my voice? Sometimes I'm a baritone, and sometimes I'm a bass. It's easier for me when I'm standing up to talk. Did you ever get the feeling that you were being watched? I do. My hair's all over the place. Well, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to end the live stream. Thank you to Kula1 and Jerry for being my moderators. Thank you, everybody, for liking and subscribing to my channel. It's free to subscribe. I don't make any money on this channel. I just like to talk, and I like to listen to other people and try to help them. I love you guys. You guys are beautiful. I may come back later on. Yeah, I think I might. It depends. It depends. It's Saturday night. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I might go see some TikTok channels I like. See if they're live streaming. Maybe go see if there's any kick channels I like. Or some other YouTube channels that I need to attend to. And I have to start going to bed at like by midnight from now on. I really should, because let's see what time it is. Yeah, by midnight. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I got to get up really early in the morning on Monday. I have to adjust my body clock. If I go to bed by 11 to 12 o'clock, I can wake up at like 6 or 7 and handle my business. I will. Good night, everybody. I've had a good time tonight. You guys are funny, and you're friendly too. You guys have a good night. Thank you for coming in and spending time with me. Stay safe, and remember that Jesus saves. Seek Jesus. I love you guys. You guys are beautiful. Maybe I'll come back later on tonight, okay? But I will be here Sunday at 6 p.m. I'm on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Love you guys.